Hey everyone, welcome to Storyteller's Handbook, and today we're going to talk about how you can hold auditions, part 2. Hey everyone, Juel Brown here, author, actress, director. I have a BFA in Theater and Drama Studies from a conservatory university program and over 10 years experience in theater. I am also currently writing my debut novel, The Refining. And now it's time to advertise. You can advertise your auditions everywhere, on your Instagram, your Facebook, your Twitter, any other social media platforms you're on, or you can email blast friends and family and say, hey, if you know anybody that may be interested in being in a play, please have them contact me. But a great resource for you to advertise on is Mandy.com. By the way, this video is not sponsored by Mandy. I just love them. I always use Mandy. Now you have two options with Mandy.com. You can use their filters to search through actors who fit the profile of your show. And then what I usually do is I go into Word or I go into Grammarly and I type up a generic message. Hey there, blank. I saw your profile. I think you'd be a great fit for my show. The show is called this. The performance dates are this. The compensation is this. The rehearsal dates are these. I'd love to speak to you more about this opportunity. If you're interested, please see this link for the full descriptions of characters. It's really nice when somebody receives a message and it has their name on it. It's a personalized touch that makes you look more professional. So in that first beginning where you said, hello, so-and-so, just change the name to that person. Sometimes I'll also say at the end, thanks so much, so-and-so, hope to hear from you soon. So you can just change the names and copy and paste and send that out. Now, this link is the second part of what Mandy offers. On Mandy, you have the option of posting your job. Now, this is what you're going to want to do before you contact any actors. You want to post your job on Mandy, which you can post for free, and you're going to list everything that we've already talked about and the description of the play. And then you're going to put individual characters and list their ethnicity, description, any disclaimers. You're going to list that as separate characters. And that allows actors to click on that character and apply for that specific character. So now that you're preparing for your audition, there are some documents you need to prepare. Your sides, like we talked about, you're going to need to select your sides. And you're going to want to make a few copies of each. If you have multiple actors or actresses who are auditioning for the same part, while this person in front of you is holding a copy, you need other copies in your waiting room for your other actors to be reading over to prepare to come in and read for you. A little tip, what I usually do is put my sides inside of a plastic sheet being passed from person to person. It's nice to have them in a plastic that you can quickly wipe down so germs are not passed and everything stays really clean and sanitized. The other document you want to organize is your audition form. You're going to want to prepare a form that gets all the information from the actor. Their name, their email, their phone number, the best mode of contact for them. If you have any questions you want to ask them, like what was your favorite show that you've been in? Or why do you want to be a part of this production? You also need to have pens and clipboards. That's something that's very helpful when you're getting people to fill out forms. I'll put a link in the description below to my audition form. And while we're talking about forms, you're also going to want to have a hard copy of your rehearsal schedule at the audition so that actors can look at it and really make sure they have no conflicts with the rehearsal schedule, the tech week, and the performance schedule. Make sure your first read date is also on that schedule. And if you have any after party, anything that you will need the actor to be present at needs to be on that schedule. I usually have 3 copies, color-coded, printed in color, and laminated at that audition process so that there is no confusing what days we will need you so that everybody's on the same page. Other documents you may want to prepare is a sign-in sheet. It'd be great to have people sign in the time and their name when they show up. This helps you keep a record of who actually came and what order to call them in. It'd be also nice to have signs on the doors outside of the rehearsal space saying the name of your show, auditions, enter here. Or if it's a big building or it takes a lot of hallways to get there, make enough signs with arrows and pre-think so that the arrows are going in the right direction so that you can put them on the outside of the building, maybe in the hallways directing people which way to go so that they know how to get there. Now that you've prepared all your documents, you're getting closer to your audition day, you're going to want to get some help. Now, when I do auditions with my business partner, Crystal Grange from the Creatives House, the two of us are in the audition room, and we usually have at least one reader. And then the main space where people enter in, I line up chairs. I have a table where my person is sitting there, and they will get people to sign in, give them an audition form where they can sit and fill out the form. And then they let us know when the next person is here, and they kind of just help to facilitate bringing in the next person. They ask us who we want to see next, a new person for auditions, or whether we want to see someone who's preparing a side to come in and do sides for us, who we want to see paired up to do sides. Maybe you have two actors in mind who you just saw their audition and you think they'd be a really good fit in terms of a couple, so you want them to audition together. So you have that person who is coming in and out of your audition room and facilitating this whole event. That person is crucial. Now, the reader that I mentioned that's sitting with Crystal and I, that reader is important because if you have somebody who's auditioning for a role and the sides for that role are two-person sides, but you don't have another actor to read that other half of the scene with them, they will then act with your reader. Your reader is there to say the other half of the lines. Your reader can sit beside you, and then the person auditioning can stay kind of on the little stage area that you've created, and they can speak to the reader, and so that you are free to watch them and fully observe what they're doing. If you don't have that reader there, now you have to be reading with the actor, and you can imagine if you're looking down and reading the paper, you're not looking at what they're doing. So that reader is very important. Another thing to consider is whether you want to tape your auditions. We tape all of our auditions. I've always taped my auditions. Sometimes at the end of the day, you're not really sure. You want to go home, you want to think about it, you want to mull it over. It's great to have those audition tapes there so that you can revisit what everyone did. The reader is a good person to man the camera, and then they're able to focus on pressing play, pressing pause, reading with the person if necessary, so you can more focus on the person. And when you're doing your auditions, don't forget to thank people for coming. Be courteous. Sometimes right away you'll know somebody is not going to work out. You won't give them sides. You may not even decide to do the interview. We've all seen the TV shows and the movies with the cliche directors who say, "Stop, that's enough, thank you." It's not fun to have it done to you. Even if somebody is completely wrong for our show, I just smile and nod. I let them finish and I say, "Thank you so much for coming in. We'll be in touch." And you just try and be as sweet and kind to people as you can. When you're just starting out, you just got to be grateful that people drove from wherever they drove from, took the time to memorize or rehearse a monologue, and came and presented it to you. If they're not right for this show, maybe they're right for another show. If their talent is not really at the place where you're expecting for your show, maybe by next year when you're doing your next show, they'll come back and they'll surprise you. You don't want to burn bridges in the theater community, so always be kind and always be gracious. If you're ready to make your decisions, you can call people and let them know you would like to offer them this role. Would they like to accept it? Do they have any other questions about the production or about the process? There will be the times where you offer a role to someone and they say, upon further reflection, they would not like to be part of the production, and that's okay. So just look through who you have and try and make your best decision. When you make these phone calls, they may accept on the spot or they may call you back to accept. Remind them of the first read through. Feel free to get excited. Now that you've cast your show, I usually email them out and I say, "Sarah, Bob, Jesse, Dwayne, and Safra, welcome and thank you for being part of the show. We're so excited for our first read day." And that's it. That's how you cast a show. Well, that's it for part 2 of how to hold your own auditions. If you like this content, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell. And please comment below. I love to hear what you learned, what I missed, how do you do your audition process, and what would you like to see in the next video. Thanks everyone. See you next time.